it's Sabrina and I'm here with a book review today. It is pouring with rain, so if the light's not great, I apologise because welcome to the UK where it does nothing but rain or it's incessantly heatwave. You can't win here. Anyway, I finished The Great Zoo of China by Matthew Reilly last night. So first up, after I finished this book, I went to do a quick lot of, appraisal on Goodreads. No spoilers, quick couple of lines about what I liked. And I found some people who were very disparaging about this book because it wasn't their thing. So heads up, if you do not like fast-paced, fun storylines, unrealistic escapes from death-defying situations, then don't bother picking up this book. There we go. So that's my little bit done. Okay, so first up, The Great Zoo of China, as you would probably expect, is set in China and it involves a great zoo. Well, guess what? This zoo has dragons in it. So, first up, the comparisons with Jurassic Park. If you were expecting Jurassic Park, the book, in here, no. Okay, Jurassic Park, the book, and my husband has read this, and he's also read this book, so he's been able to compare the two. Jurassic Park, the book, has massive areas where the plot stops and we have big scientific discussions. We have areas where the plot stops and you're allowed to have a character development moment. He said that the book is good, it's interesting, it's thought-provoking, but he goes, it's not a roller coaster of a ride. It is not the monster movie that the movie is. This is the monster movie book. You want the monster movie book? This one, not Jurassic Park book. Okay, so there's the first thing. So yes, it is Jurassic Park. And yes, there are similarities, as in the fact there is this massive theme park with dangerous animals and something goes wrong. There's your comparison, people. That's it. This one, I really enjoyed it. Yes, there are moments where you're sitting there going, how on earth is this person still actually standing up? But then I enjoy Tintin, and that guy gets shot at so many times he should be dead. Just go with it. Go with the flow. Enjoy the story. Once you arrive at the Great Zoo and realise that something dodgy is going on, and then everything goes wrong. And that's it. You don't stop reading this book until the last page, from the very moment that things go wrong. So I think you spend, from page 123 until the end of the book, which is, 469, this book does not stop. You buckle in and you go with it and you take everything that comes at you and you enjoy it. It is so much fun. My husband has read every Matthew Reilly book going. I think he's got one he's got to get his hands on. And he goes, basically, if you want fun, if you want full-blown action, an adventure, and a ride of your life, read a Matthew Reilly book. They're instant pick-me-ups. They are feel-good books. They are fun books. And they are so easy to read, which Matthew Reilly has said, if you say that about his books, it's a huge compliment because he puts a lot of effort into making these really easy to read. Literally, you end on a cliffhanger and it's a case of, well, I've got to carry on. How do I know what happens? There is no breathing space at all from the minute the action kicks off, which makes it really quick to read because you want to know what's going on. It is like reading an action movie. Great fun. So, CJ is our main character. She is an alligator specialist and she's, pretty on the ball. She's intelligent, she's witty, she's compassionate. I really like her. First female adult lead that Matthew Reilly has written. And yeah, he's done a pretty good job. There's almost no romance in this book, so don't worry. Lead female character, nah, she's allowed to go on and have adventures. Brilliant. Thank you very much. And the other main character in this book is a dragon. And I love the way Matthew Reilly treats his dragons. They are intelligent, dangerous creatures. They're based in reality. Somebody actually said in one review that what was really nice is Matthew Reilly had taken the dragons out of fantasy and made them realistic, that they could actually fit into our world. Very much like Jurassic Park with Spielberg's film. He took what seemed impossible and brought it into our real world. And Matthew Reilly does the same. You believe in these dragons. They're not mythical creatures. They're living, breathing animals. And they're highly intelligent. which basically leads to an awful lot going wrong in this book. And the main dragon we have a lot of contact with, called Lucky, she is so adorable and so full of personality and lovely. She is her own character in her own right. She's not just a dumb animal. None of these dragons are dumb animals. They have a personality to them. They have desires. They have a plan. And it's very cool how Matthew's managed to bring all that to the forefront with basically animals that we don't understand. Obviously, the zoo's set in China. Matthew Riley said, you know, who's going to be able to afford and do all the work to create a zoo of dragons? Well, China, let's face it. They have the manpower, they have the means, they have the money. And if anyone can do it, it's going to be China. Also, China has great links with dragons, so makes sense. Now, some people aren't going to like that, and particularly the way that some of China is portrayed in this story. But it's all based on actual events. There's a reference in here to the Tiananmen Square, and if you look on it in a computer within China, you will just come up with a tourist destination. There's nothing about the massacre that happened there. And it's like, what government has that level of control? Well, at the moment, China. And so the ability to hide dragons from the world would be something that the Chinese government could do quite well. They have experience in hiding things, in covering up things, you know. Admittedly, it's the government, and at no point does Matthew Riley just lump Chinese people together. It is very much the Chinese government, the Communist Party, that he is attacking for their moral ambiguity. It's never the Chinese people, which is really nice. Great Zoo of China. Basically, if you want dragons that are actually part of the plot, yeah, this is a good book for that. If you want a female lead who's allowed to just go on and have an adventure, got that, tick, tick. If you want roller coaster action that is literally non-stop, tick. And yeah, it's really fun. You know, it's one of those books where you think, yeah, I can see this as a film in my head. And a lot of Matthew Riley books are very much films on paper, which is great. So there we are. So if those sound like the things that you'd like, read this book. If they sound like the things you don't like, do not read this book and then give it a 1 or 2 star review, people, because it's not written for you. If you can't just sit back and enjoy the ride in a book, don't bother. You know, this does have something to say on certain subjects, but it's not anything profound and deep. This is not a literature piece. This is a fun ride. And if you don't like that, don't read it. Okay? Anyway, I gave this book 5 stars on Goodreads because I thought it deserved it. It didn't deserve the hate that some reviewers were giving it. This is a fun book. I had a fun time reading it. I quite happily read more from Matthew Riley. I would look forward to having another adventure with CJ in this. I just loved it. And to be honest, that's what I want from a book. I want to enjoy it. I want to have fun. I want to take something away from it. And I had all of that with this book, so why wouldn't I give it 5 stars? I'm not going to give it 3 stars because it had no intellectual, deep thought moments. I didn't want that from the book. I wanted a fun ride with dragons, and I got it. So 5 stars all the way. You know, people know I'm very generous with my stars, but to be honest, if I enjoy a book, why am I not going to give it 5 stars? You know, so The Great Zoo of China. Have you read it? If you have, comments down below. No spoilers, please, because there are some spoilery moments in this. And what is your favourite monster movie? Let's go with that, shall we? I'm probably going to plump with Jurassic Park. Yeah, because I don't watch very many monster movies. So Jurassic Park I'm going to plump with because nice, fun. And probably one of the first monster movies I actually watched as a kid. Down below in the description box you will find links to my social media. You can find me on Goodreads, Twitter and Instagram. There's also the link to my book blog where I will be posting up full reviews of all the books you've seen recently. I promise I will get there. Also in the description box are links to Booktubers that I think you should go and check out because we're a huge community out there and it seems to be the same faces popping up in the algorithms. So let's try and change that, shall we? As always, thank you very much for watching and happy reading. Be well.